Peace, peace, peace. What's happening, y'all? What's happening, y'all? Let's get this thing started already. All right, we're live here on social media, and we are now live on TikTok. Let's get to the business first, y'all. Now, I know you guys on TikTok, you see my green screen back here because we now have the green screen plugged up. So the only way that you will be able to see the actual background cover on this one is to log on to the podcast. So if you're not a subscriber to the podcast plugged in, please do that. It's only $1 to get this information and the information that you need in order to help you be a little bit more successful. Now, that's not a lot, ladies and gentlemen. 99 cents is not a lot for me to spend with you an hour sometimes and give you the information in order to help you successfully set up your business. Now, if you guys can hear me well, please put a one in the comments. Please put a one in the comments if you can hear me well. But we're not going to take long because we have a lot of things that we want to get to. We have a lot of things that we want to get to. First and foremost, right now, unless you've been living under a rock or in a bubble, TikTok has now fully sold to the American market. And let me tell you guys what is going on. As of right now, you are no longer in control of your intellectual properties on TikTok. No more. You do not have ownership of your intellectual properties on TikTok, which means your content. TikTok actually, the one bad part about that is TikTok can actually take your content and repurpose it and refurbish it any type of way that they see fit, because now under this new guideline and these new rules, you fall under public domain. Anybody can jack your content now, not just TikTok. Anybody can jack your content and repurpose it, refurbish it, redo what they want to do with it. I mean, man, they have got terrible. Secondly, you are no longer going to get paid from TikTok's content views. On the public domain, that's it. I mean, I encourage you guys, you don't have to take my word for it. You ain't got to believe me. But go back and read those guidelines. These new guidelines that's now owned under the United States. You do not own your intellectual properties no more. You will no longer get paid for your content views. So going viral on TikTok means absolutely nothing nowadays. Absolutely nothing. Now, even before when TikTok owned it, when you went viral, you only got paid $5,000 for hitting 1,000,000 views. That's pretty much how it is across the board. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. When you went 1,000,000 views, and that one was so crazy because so many people thought that if you went 1,000,000 views, you got paid $1,000,000. No, we only got paid $5,000 for going 1,000,000 views. That was it. Now that TikTok is sold, you're not going to get paid anything now. Not one that. Now, there is a way for you to get paid through social media platform. Well, not social media platform, but through TikTok. The only way for you to get paid now on TikTok is you have to become an affiliate marketer to a certain company. Now, once you get attached as an affiliate marketer to that company, then you are only paid your commission. So, like with my cologne, with the Fragrance Club, the business that I'm commissioned with through several different fragrance companies, uh, it doesn't matter who it is, be it Armoff, Lattafa, EBC. You guys have already seen my cologne videos. So that's the only way that I get paid. Now, I never look to go viral. I look to put out content. I've always played that game. Now, I have 4 viral videos to my credit but I still never aspired to go viral. If it goes viral, great. If it don't go viral, my focus was to sell and push product. That's why we are in this space. So for all of you who just wanted to go viral and you never understood why you never went viral, this is what we call y'all was just fame chasers. You never put any content out to help build or uplift the people. Actually, you never even created a community because your content was all over the place. Now, you guys have seen one of my pages, my main page. Now, a lot of the different content that you see on that main page, that is from other pages that I have created. So I have a page that's specifically tailored for cologne. I have a page that's specifically tailored toward leather crafting. I have a page that's specifically tailored for coaching, so forth and so forth, how to build your business, all so forth and so forth. Now, generally, when I go live, I have already tied in my other pages to the main page. So what you are seeing me on right now, even if you're on YouTube or if you're listening through the podcast streaming service, which I am on 14 different podcast streaming services, everything from Spotify to Apple Pod. I'm on 14 different ones, but it's all stemming and coming off of this one main page. And then we share and we link to the other pages. That's the beautiful part about podcasting. You can link every platform, including Reddit and some platforms that you guys don't even know about. Swarm, Tumblr, Flickr. Would you believe it or not that MySpace is still out there? Yes, MySpace is still out there. But what I'm telling you when it comes to TikTok, and then we're going to get off of this, TikTok now owns all of your content. So don't look to go viral because viral now on TikTok. Now, this is just on TikTok as of right now. Going viral on TikTok don't mean anything. Going viral on TikTok means absolutely nothing. The only way for you to get paid off of TikTok is for you to link with an affiliate company, becoming an affiliate marketer, sell your products, and you can earn the commission. Now, they didn't stop that. However, what they did stop was a lot of the overseas companies. See, this thing right here, this whole TikTok experiment wound up being a disaster. Because now they have severed ties with all of the Chinese manufacturing companies, which if you guys in the last few months, if you were ordering stuff from overseas, you guys felt that tariff pinch too, just like I did. You guys can go back through my videos, through my lives, where I told you I had ordered the Louis Vuitton designer leather from Turkey back in November. No, not November, October. And I didn't start getting it until December. And then they was piecing it out and charging me a tariff on each roll. I'm still waiting on the white. That's my last one. Got every hide of material, Louis Vuitton designer material. I got the Gucci. I still don't have the Christian Dior, so it's two. Christian Dior and the white Louis are the two that I still don't have. And I ordered that back in October. I shared the story with you on that, to where the letter didn't come from Homeland Security. The letter came from FedEx in care of Homeland Security. So if you guys have been ordering products like that, you already know the past few months, it's been crunch time for small business owners ordering stuff from overseas. Now, let's get to this part right here, because that's still not to say that you shouldn't open and start your own business. Now, let's get to this part, because this is Bible information here. So you started your LLC. You guys already know from my coaching classes or from my previous videos. You are not a citizen of the state that you live in. You are a resident of that state. You are a citizen of the United States, which means you can open and create an LLC business in any of the 50 states. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. That is a lie from the pit of hell that you have to open up an LLC in the state you live. That's a lie. The truth is, you have to pay the taxes of the state in which you live. Everything has to be registered under that state. So let's say, for instance, what I mean by registered. All right, you're registering the business in another state, but all of that business's assets has to be recorded in the state that you reside. So if you have a company vehicle, like I live in Florida, my businesses are all registered and LLC out of another state. But my company vehicle is registered in the state of Florida under the title of my business. The company's car is insured in the state of Florida. Why? Because the state of Florida is where that vehicle is parked at night. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. Research it for yourself. I don't know how many times I tell people, don't never take these social media influencers' word as the gospel. Listen to what they're saying and then go back and research all of the keys that you have written down or you remember. I encourage anybody, whatever I say on my platforms, I can prove to you in no uncertain amount of time, and I have been living this life for the past 12 years. 12 years ago was when I actually started making some money. 12 years ago was actually when I started learning out the real secrets that they don't teach you. Nobody ever taught you that you don't have to register your LLC in the state that you live. Did y'all know that every state's governing body, state government, has a different LLC registration fee? Every state does. Now, you guys have probably already seen the videos where they talk about you can register in Delaware, Wyoming, Nevada, and Pennsylvania. These are the best states to register in. Yes, that is true. Why is that? Because these 4 states are the key states. Let me get up here. Got a question. What's up? What is this late 90s filter you got going? I don't know who you are, but I don't have a late 90s filter. This is the back screen of my podcast. So now if you're on Facebook, if you're on TikTok, the TikTok is my green screen, which this is what you are seeing as a green screen backdrop. Now, if you're on TikTok, you're just seeing the green screen. But anyway, this is not a personal family reunion. This is a business page. So I don't even know if we are family. I don't even know who that name is. But whoever you are, we do business on here. So with that being said, you can register. Any of these 4 states have their own governing body. They have their own governing body. And with that, the governing body allows you to protect yourselves, from being sued. This is why these 4 states are top notch. But when you look at it, these 4 states are the most expensive states to register and create your LLC in. That is true. We're talking thousands of dollars. But then we have states like Colorado, Arizona, Kentucky, Mississippi that only charge you $45 or $50 to register an LLC. Now, legally, and we're going to go ahead and speed up with this because I want to get to this information about helping you guys, telling you guys what you need to do in order to properly set up your LLC and things you need to know. Now, you can, in order to create an out-of-state LLC, you need an address in that state. Now, the United States Post Office now recognizes virtual addresses. So through that virtual address, you can now create an LLC outside of the state that you live in. And you can get that through ipostal1.com. The letter I, the word postal, the number 1.com. And you can look on there and see they have the standard package, the business package, and then another one. It's like 3 different packages you can choose. I instruct my clients to go with the business package. Now, you're never going to get any mail there because why? We have the power of emails now. Everything is digitally emailed. So you're not going to get any mail there, but you need that address in order to register that LLC properly. Now, let's get to this meat and potato. That was just a quick recap, but now let's get to what you need to do. So we already discussed how do you make sure that your name is not taken. We've already discussed don't use your personal name to create an LLC unless you are LLCing your name. And in this regard, you like we talked to you a couple of weeks ago, when you LLC your name, this is first step into becoming private. So make sure you understand when you LLC your name, one is your entire name in all caps, not just your first name, your middle initial, and your last name. No, you have to LLC the entire name as it appears on your driver's license and on your social security card, because that is the corporation. Not R.D. Muhammad, not Robert D. Muhammad, not it has to be just like it is on your driver's license, your social security, and social security card and birth certificate. That's the only way you can LLC your name. Now, I had one client that asked a question. They had got married. How does your name appear? Now, you can do both. Even though when you get married, if you marry properly, where your marriage license is in the courthouse, that's what you will LLC, because you merge your old maiden name. Now, men, it won't change, but for women, you have a maiden name, then you have a married name. So if you got married in the courthouse, depending on how you did it, some of y'all ladies do hyphens and all that, you can't LLC with a hyphen in there. So if your name is Marilyn Johnson Monroe, it can't be Johnson hyphen Monroe. It has to be Marilyn Johnson Monroe, all caps. And if your middle name is on there, you got to use all 4 names. Now, let's get to this part. Also, when you're creating this LLC, you need logos. Yes. Every company, every business has a logo. That is a part of you that identifies you. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, McDonald's, the Golden Arches, Burger King, BK, all of these, every reputable business has a logo. Now, let me tell you why this is important. You need a total of 5 different logos. 5. I want you to write this down. One of your logos needs to be fully complete in color. And when you put that logo together, you want to write down every aspect and detail about that logo. what the colors mean, what the symbol means. How did you come up with that? Because this is your protection when you get ready to copyright that logo. So that way, when the Library of Congress gets ready to fact find or do research on that logo, they're going to make sure that nobody else has the exact same thing. If so, then you can't register that logo. Or if somebody comes behind you, they can't register your logo. So you need one to be in full color with a complete breakdown of what the colors mean, if they have a meaning, why you chose them. You got to be so specific with this logo, even what shade of color. So there's a difference. You just can't say red. The University of Alabama is specific with crimson. That is the University of Alabama's colors, crimson and white, sometimes trimmed in gray. But however, you also have the University of Oklahoma that says their colors are crimson and cream. Oklahoma couldn't take white. They had to take the cream. See how specific you got to be with this? Remember when Coming to America came out and you had people saying they are McDonald's. We are McDowell's. A simple shift is all somebody needs to basically piggyback off of your logo. And he broke it down specifically. Instead of it being the golden arches, they were the golden arcs. So they took the H off. Instead of arches, ARCHES, they had the golden arcs, which is ARCS. Simple tweaks. Somebody can take, basically piggyback off of what you have built for your business. That is true, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that simple. This is why when you copyright, you want to make sure that everything is so specifically detailed. Number 2, you need a digital logo. Digital self-explanatory. This is the logo that you're going to use on any digital platform, social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, X, whatever is digital. Even if you have a digital reader board, the format is different when you have a digital logo. There is no such thing as a universal logo, because a JPEG logo, it doesn't carry over well in this next logo, which is publications, periodicals. Anybody's ever heard of the thing called pixelations? JPEG doesn't do well in black and white. Now we got 4 logos. Let's go back and recap real quick before I tell you the 5th one. Full color, digital, black and white, periodicals and publications. This covers circulars, sales papers, magazines. Different logo. Now, number 5, I'll make sure I get this right. We have color, black and white, digital, periodicals, and the 5th one, I forgot. The 5th one, you want to make sure that's in vector file. Or you want to make sure it's a variation of the colors. So if your main color is black and gold, do another one in gold and black. Why is this important? It makes sure that nobody else has any type of room or wiggle room to come in and take your logo, tweak it, and then take it. So when you're creating these logos, you want to make sure that you are as detailed as humanly possible. You got to, ladies and gentlemen. Because just like the book called Bible says, a good name is as good as gold. And if you have built your business up on being a good name, and then you have someone who is up to no good, and they have tweaked and pulled your logo from you, they can be out here conducting business, and your customers will think that is you, and they can be taking your customers' money. This is why. Now, a logo, you can copyright it, and you can also trademark it. There are very few items where you can do both. Very few things you can do both. Your mission statement, that is very important to your company and to your business. Every business needs a mission statement. What does your company set out to do? My company, with RDM Business Group, my job, my company is to plug you in with information that's going to help you be more successful. That's what my mission statement is. My mission statement is to give you all of the information that you never heard of, you never knew about. Some of it sounds so fantastically out there, but the information that I provide, the reason why it's so fantastically out there is because people don't intend for you to take it serious. That's why they put it out there the way that they do. When have you ever heard? See, a lot of people never even heard up until recently, like in the past year, that you can write your birthday off as a business owner. Put a 1 in the comment if you knew that you can write your birthday off. I'm talking about everything: the venue, the alcohol, the food, the decorations, the DJ, security. How many of you knew that you can do that? Put a 1 in the comment. Come on now, let's move quickly, family. It was intended for you not to. It was intended for you not to know. That way, the top 1% can keep writing theirs off. You ever notice, man, if you've ever been in that circle where they have a big birthday bash, they tell all of the regular people, oh, it's going to start at 9. But what they don't tell you is it is a business meeting at 7:30. This is how they're able to write their birthday off. You have a business meeting before the party that lasts roughly about an hour. It's a strategy session, whatever you want to call it, but you don't call it a birthday party. You don't call it a birthday bash. You call it a company's strategy session. It has to be related to the business in order for you to write it off as a business function. How many of you knew that you can write your vacation off? Put a 1 in the comment if you knew that you can write your birthday off. I'm talking about not birthday, but your vacation. I'm talking about the plane, the Uber, the Lyft, the boat, if you're going on a cruise, the hotel. You can get up to 50% of the food. All the food that you eat on your vacation, you get right up 50% off of that. All the way down to the clothes that you buy for your vacation. You know how we're able to do that? We don't call them vacations. That's the first thing. So when you hear that, yeah, under those terms, man, you can't write your vacation off, man. No, you can't write your vacation off. That's personal. But I can write off a business retreat. Hmm? See, these are things that you need to know way before you get off into doing this thing called being a boss. You need to know what you're getting into. Let me tell you this too, while I'm giving you other things, what you need to know before you jump off into this thing about being a business owner or entrepreneur. If you're doing it for the money, you will never make money. That's what they don't tell you. They don't tell you that part. Other business people don't tell you, don't do it just because of the money. That's how you will never make money. See, if you starting a business for the money, you are in the same boat as you are on your job, working for the money. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, we don't work for the money. Money is easy to make. I don't know how many times y'all heard me say that. Money is not hard to make. Money is not hard to make. Making money is easy. So, what are we doing it for? Can anybody guess why do you become a business owner? Can anybody drop in the comments real quick? Why do you become a business owner and an entrepreneur? Generational wealth, legacy, generational wealth, generational wealth, generational. You're close, but not quite. We do this, ladies and gentlemen, for the lifestyle and the freedom. We do this for the lifestyle and the freedom. See, money currently as right now as an employee, if you're an employee right now, you trade your time for dollars. You sell the company that you work for. You sell them your time, and in exchange, they give you a wage. The average person that's a W-2, they don't even receive a salary. They receive a wage. Listen to the language. Listen to the language. Regular W-2 employees receive a wage. Contracted employees receive a salary. Which one is better? A wage or a salary? Clearly, somebody's going to say salary because, again, they still thinking like an employee. They thinking in terms of more money. You don't think about that the GM works more hours than you do. You're not seeing that the secretary works more hours than you do. You're not seeing the amount of work and the people that have to be taken into accountability as an HR director. They have way more responsibilities than you do. See, you show up for your 8, you go home. Those people are there after you go home. Those people got to take care of problems that you don't even know about. What if one of the suppliers don't have the product for you to run your line? That's not a you problem. That's the general manager problem. See, this is because you got to stop thinking like an employee. But now, here we go. Money is so easy to make because money always ebbs and flows. Ebbs and flows. It's just like the water on a river, a lake, or a beach. Now, in a lake or a river, they call them ripples. So the ripples, when the wind blows, you see the little ripple, and the water is running up to the bank. That's ebbing. That's flowing, and then it recedes. That's the ebb. That's money all day long. Money ebbs and flows all day. So money comes in, money goes out. Why do you think they call it currency? It's the current, the way that money flows. And what controls the flow of money? Banks. What controls the flow of water? A bank. So when you understand that you can't stop money from coming in and going out, that means that the money is working. This is the fundamental difference between an employee and a boss. An employee is just constantly spending money going out. His money does not flow. He is only ebbing. It's going back out there and back in the world. Soon as he get his check, he's spending it back out there in the world. He's spending it. Some of y'all right now, this is income tax season. Some of y'all found out how much that income tax check was. It's already spent. It was already spent. As soon as you find out you're gonna get them little $2,000-3,000, woo! I'm gonna buy this. Look at it. Your money is going out. Nothing is flowing back in. Nothing is flowing back in. This is why the majority, 85% of Americans are always going to be on the losing end of the stick. Do you not understand that we are the world's number one most taxed country in the modern world? You're taxed before you get your check. You're taxed after you get your check. And then even if you have the audacity to save some money, guess what's going to happen? You taxed again. Your money is constantly going out. Now, as a business owner, the reason why we start these business, because we understand that money has to work. It has to keep flowing and ebbing. So we don't do this for the money. We do it for the lifestyle and the freedom. I know my money, but here's the difference. When my money goes back out, it's going back out to bring more money back in. This is when you start hearing turn. Now, I don't want to get too far up in the weeds. We're going to save that for next week. So let's get back to things that your business needs before you even start this. We've already covered the logo. We already talked about how to find out the name. We already talked about what you're doing this for. If you are doing this for the money, don't start a business. Don't start a business. You think you don't have time working 40 to 50, 60 hours a week. There is no off day as a business owner. You got to understand that, starting a business. You got to understand that starting a business, there is absolutely, literally no time. Your first 2 years in business are the most crucial. I encourage you guys to read the SBA's report on the standard business life expectancy for a brand new business. Out of 100 businesses, out of 100, within year one, you're going to lose over 50%. You're going to lose almost 60, in between 60 and 70%. But out of 100 businesses, 60 to 70 are going to flop in the first year. Why? They were focused on the money. And when the business wasn't making the money like they thought it should, then they start, because see, what those people tend to do, when the business starts making money, they start taking the money out the business and put it in their pocket. That's why they don't make it past year one. Year number 2, 54% of the remaining 30 to 40 businesses, cut that in half, they drop after year 2. So now you are down to 10 to 20 businesses out of 100 in 2 years. Why? Those might have had a little money and funding that they put behind, but they borrowed from Peter to pay Paul. And what happens is they start losing tracks of time. They didn't pay attention about how to scale the business. They didn't pay attention on how to go out there and find new customers. What happens when the business hit that stagnant state? All water at some point in time, we're going back to that current, all water at some point in time finds a pool or a pocket where the water just becomes stagnated. And what does stagnated water do? It draws mosquitoes and bacteria. What are mosquitoes? Blood-sucking insects. Some of y'all got some friends like that. They ain't never got no money. But now that you got a business, you got all the money. And they constantly borrowing. Some of y'all got family members. They're constantly borrowing. Some of y'all got children. They constantly getting into devilishment and foolishness because mama or daddy got a business and they gonna always bail me out. They keep getting tickets after tickets after tickets. Bloodsuckers. They sucking the life out of you and your business because the business was stagnant. See, everybody like it when the wave is 20 feet high. Ooh, everybody cowabunga. Ooh, cowabunga, dude. But then when that thing start getting stagnant and you go like this for 6, 8, 10 months, boy, it start getting tight. Most of those businesses fail. Now, the funniest thing, by year 3, you only have a little bit more than 5 businesses that's still in business after year 3. What the hell happened? Now, if you can make it to the 3rd year, you are determined that there is no plan B. You got to make it work. If you make it to that year 3, you have found out the importance of reading. If you make it to year 3, you have found out the importance of networking. If you make it to year 3, you have found out the importance of knowing how you need to scale. Now, before we even get into that, as a brand new business, see, there's a lot of things more that you should be focused on other than making money. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that IRS is going to be hitting you every month for your business meetings. And if you don't have that notebook with monthly meetings recorded, oh, your LLC finna get dissolved. And you were sitting up here focusing on the money. Totally forgot about that. Totally forgot about that business meeting every month. every month, somebody has to be recording what you talked about. What's the plans for the business for the next month? Who was all present? And what you did from last month that put you in the positive light for you to continue with that, or you need to shift and change gears. What are you doing for employee morale? That has to be talked about. All of that has to be recorded. If the IRS pops up and say, hey, we need your minutes. What minutes? Your monthly minutes? Your meetings? Ain't nobody ever told me about that. They might, okay, and slap on the wrist. They might. But under this administration, hey, you better make sure you have every staple accounted for. These people ain't playing. But if you're just focused on the money, you're already lost. Did y'all know that every year goods and services increase in price? But you trying to keep it real. See, when September comes in, that 9th month of every year, you need to be figuring out how you're going to increase prices come January of the following year, because you can't stay the same price year after year when your goods and services are increasing. Y'all notice that a bag of potato chips ain't 69.75 cents no more? These people are charging $3.29 for a bottle of water now. And you think that you're going to stay at $1. Not going to happen. Hey, you guys on TikTok, if you got any questions, please drop your questions in. I'll answer them as best as I can. Same thing for you guys that's watching here on the podcast. If you got questions, the floor is open for you to open up questions. My job is to make sure that you have the information that you need. But every year in September, you need to be figuring out a way to increase prices. Y'all remember when we used to be able to buy these screen printed t-shirts for $9.99, $8.99, depending on the size? These shirts now going for $30 for a t-shirt. Why? Because cost of goods and services has increased for us. So guess who? We can't be the one to take a loss. So every business does it. Don't look like we don't take one taking a loss. You can't find. You ever notice McDonald's, their staple? I don't even eat McDonald's no more, but I'm using it as an example. McDonald's staple combo meal, you can't find it on the menu anymore. You cannot find an all-American meal on no McDonald's menu board across the country, but they still have it, but you got to ask for it. And guess what it is? It's still $2.14. But when you, this is a prime example. When you don't know that it's still there, you will never know to even ask for it. Now, here's the funny part. Even the new cashiers that's behind the cashier don't even know that it's on there, because it's not a button for the all-American meal that they know about. But the manager does. The manager knows what that all-American meal button is. I don't eat McDonald's, but for those of you who do, just go and ask for the all-American meal and watch that thing come up $2.99. So as it is in business. See, a lot of these things that you guys hear us talk about, you never knew about it because you never knew that you even asked for it. We talked about a couple of weeks ago how to buy a free car. That sounds totally ignoramus, stupid, dumb to you. Because why? And one reason why it sounds stupid to you is because you didn't even know that there was such a thing. How can you buy a free car? Buying implies there is an exchange of currency, but a free car. So that means I'm giving money. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But a lot of you didn't know that that was a thing until you've heard somebody speak about it, like myself, and there's a host of others who talk about buying a free car. Did y'all even know that you can obtain a vehicle without even paying money down? How many of y'all knew that putting money down on a car was illegal? Put a 1 in the comment if you knew that a down payment for a car is illegal. Mm-hmm. Somebody please challenge me on that so I can direct you to the IRS or the Federal Credit Truth in Lending website. Y'all can Google that on your own. There is a section in the government that talks about truth in lending, Lending, or DING, lending. And the deposit does not even go toward the car. That's why it's illegal. See, there's a whole lot of things that people don't know because they never heard of it. But then when you start bringing it up, it sounds so foreign and fantastic foolishly, they won't even go and look it up for yourself. This is why I tell anybody, look, I challenge anybody. If you disagree with anything that I say, ask me where you can go find it. I will tell you where you can go find it so you can read it for yourself. Now, you don't have to believe me, but you're not going to believe your own eyes either. And it's plain. You don't even need an interpreter. You don't even need an interpreter. Some people are finding out now that your charge-offs are illegal if you got bad credit and somebody, you look on your credit report and you see a charge-off, but it's still on your credit report. Most people are finding out now that that is illegal. So what it is in your business. Let me tell you something else. This is what banks will do, so you guys will know when you get ready to start your journey. Don't let that bank talk you into getting a business savings account. You need to look at him or her like they head just twisted around like the Exorcist. No business has a savings account. Let me tell you something else. Don't let them folks talk you into getting a business debit card. A business debit card is absolutely useless. Do you guys even know what the purpose of a debit card is? Let me tell you something. A debit card is for that banking officer thinks that your business is high risk. And they've classified your business as high risk because either A, they know that you ain't, especially when you go in there bug-eyed, like you've been caught in a deer in the headlights, and you bug-eyed and don't know what's going on. This is what they call a cold read, COLD. That banking officer is doing a cold read on you. This is why I tell my clients, look, don't go in there with your Easter Sunday suit on. Don't go in there looking like a Detroit pimp. Don't go in there looking because you're faking the role. There is a difference between fashion and business attire. They're looking at all of this. Don't go in there, regardless of popular opinion, if you want to go in there with the big Rick Ross beard on, you better trim that thing up and make it look like somebody. Don't go in there with breadcrumbs all in your beard. Don't go in there and you got cotton balls all in your dreadlocks like you've been rolling around in a cotton field. See, business world looks at things. You think the police stereotype you. That bank stereotype you too. And if that banking officer deems your business as high risk, he's going to tell you you need a business credit to open up a business account, a business savings account in order to open up a business account. Some of y'all not already been there. Y'all know what I'm telling you the truth. Some of y'all businesses already got a business savings account. Some of y'all who have businesses already have business debit cards. Ladies and gentlemen, a reputable business doesn't use a debit card. A reputable business uses a credit card, not a debit card. Or they use checks. These are the only two entities. There are only two entities that still uses checks. If checks weren't ever a thing, we wouldn't have an ACH. Y'all probably have seen that abbreviation. So checks are still a thing, and checks carry more value than a debit card. When you use a debit card, they telling you that they don't trust you to the point that this is what happens with a debit card. When you swipe it, it comes out of your checking account automatically. It freezes that amount of money in your account. You don't get no credit for it. You don't build up business credit with it. And it's automatic. But it does absolutely nothing for you. Don't do nothing for you, America. Now, these are just a few things. Just a few things. And we're going to continue this next week because we're going to go in another deep dive. And we're going to start telling you how we're going to just start breaking down everything, how to choose a good name for your business. Don't name your business anything after you unless you're going to LLC your name. Then we're going to start telling you how to transition all of your liabilities over to your assets, which is going to increase your net worth. Currently, your net worth is only what you make a year. So if you're making $85,000 a year, that's all you're worth. That's all you're worth as an individual person. But when you are a corporation, your assets are anything that's making you money. Ladies and gentlemen, my cell phone makes me money because I do business on my cell phone. Some of you who are watching this right now are watching on your cell phone. But when you pay that cell phone bill every month, you're going to pay it every month automatically. Why aren't you getting paid for it? So this is what happens. Y'all spending money out. But when that cell phone is listed under your business, now that cell phone makes me money because when I do content creation, this is what you guys are seeing on TikTok. My laptop is a part, my business owns my laptop. So my laptop makes money from my business. So I'm getting paid off of two entities when you that's sitting there watching aren't getting paid off of nothing. Even my ring light. And you guys see this shiny forehead? My ring light is owned by the business. My lapel mic is owned by the business. My studio, my podcast microphone, my mixing board, all on, even my mouse. I don't own anything. So now what happens is the equal value of all of this equipment has just increased my net worth. So if I'm making $85,000 a year, my laptop was $799 at Best Buy. Boop. Now I'm worth $85,799. My printer. My printer was $114. So let's add that on there. The business owned the printer. My podcast microphone and mixing board. That microphone, boy, this thing is something serious. Boy, this is a studio mic, right? I spent on that. I was smart about buying a good quality mic. The mic and the gooseneck, that was $359. So add that price on there. My ring light was $17.99 at Best Buy. Add that price on there. My mixer, that was another $214. Add that on there. You see how now my net worth is steadily going up and increasing? My green screen back here. I bought the whole entire kit, green screen, lights, and all that stuff. That was that $179 on Amazon. So that's owned by the business. Oh, I forgot y'all can see my green screen on TikTok. Everything. I own nothing. Even my, look at here. See, there is a way. Now, you want to be careful when you start, the company owns Rolexes and jewelry and all that stuff. You want to be careful with that. There is another law on account of the IRS tax code, how this belongs to the company. I don't own this, but as a part of one of my affiliate marketing companies, I sell the jewelry, or I do videos and create content about the jewelry, and then when the company allows me to use it in order to sell it, but the company gets the commission checks when somebody buys it. Even my shirt line. Ladies and gentlemen, look, everything that I do, I don't wear nobody else's brand. Now, this is all stuff that you guys didn't know was possible. Y'all didn't know that this was possible. For you to wear your own clothes and get paid for it. See that? Look. This is my cowboy line. Now, they when I did that, even though I spelled it another way, I spelled my cowboy line Kawboi. I guess they thought that it was a typo, and then they sent it to me this way. But for those of y'all who know me, y'all know that I'm the Kawasaki boy. The Kawasaki, that's all I ever wrote was Kawasaki's. So that's how I came up with the cowboy clothing line. I don't wear nobody else's brand but mine. I don't care nothing about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan ain't paying me. I don't care nothing about Yeezys and what's the other shoes, Giuseppe's. I don't care nothing about none of that. I don't care nothing about Gucci, Prada. I make that because I buy the material wholesale. I got a Gucci patio set that I am making the building now. So yeah, I bought the Gucci material so I can do the furniture, but I don't own nothing Gucci. Gucci don't pay me for that. Other people pay me for it. If you got anything in your closet that's not paying you, who do you think is winning, me or you? I just already told you my t-shirts are $27.99. I can't stop making money if I try. I can't stop making money if I try. I got a book that I wrote 5 years ago. I just got a check from Amazon for that thing last month. And I wrote that book 5 years ago. Do you now understand how this business thing is working? This is why we don't go into it looking for the money. Making money is easy. I can't stop making money. If it's on my website or on my social media platforms for sale, somebody is going to log on and follow my page, and then they're going to see my store, they're going to see my website, they're going to go on there, start scrolling, and then they're going to find something that they like, and they're going to buy it. not knowing that I had created a lot of this stuff years ago. Case in point, the Jordans that you wearing on your feet, them Jordans came out in the 80s and the 90s. And guess what? Your children is buying them. Michael Jordan is just like me. He ain't gonna never stop making money. He ain't gonna never stop making money. Your children's children are gonna be buying the same patent leather, black and red, or the black and red, the very first one that came out in 1987. He's still gonna have the same Carolina blue. See, some of y'all out there know the numbers. Oh man, them the Jordan Retro 3s and all that stuff. So, come on, man. Them the same damn shoe from the 80s and 90s, and y'all still buying them. So why do you not think that you can create something the same exact way and sell it years upon years upon years? If you look at scripture says there is nothing new under the sun. Nothing goes out of style. What did my daddy used to say? Don't nothing get old but clothes. But if you hang on to them long enough, they'll be back in style. Bell bottoms was out in the 70s. Here we go again. Y'all think skinny jeans is something new? No. Boy, they went, boy, look at some of them. I guarantee you, if you got a mother that was born in the 40s, go look at their old yearbooks. Ooh, boy, them britches were so tight, boy, they had some Luke Dukes on. Them things were like Burt Reynolds. You talk about some stranglers. Boy, I don't see how them boys was moving. Them things was some chokers. Y'all think this stuff is new? Skinny britches ain't new. Styles just doing this right here. It's nothing new under the sun. Y'all think mom jeans? Mom jeans was out when I was in high school. Now here it is. I'm 52, and boy, you see them hot pockets all up on their backside now. And I'm thinking like, damn, y'all think that is cool? Man, no. Listen, what I'm telling y'all, family, we give me a sign off. Put some serious thought into what you're doing. And you can't half-ass this, because half-ass doing it is what will get you in a lot of trouble with the IRS. When I coach people, I want you to know what I know. That's why I charge. Because one, I'm not going to do none of this for you. I can, but which one would you rather do? You wanted me to give you a fish sandwich, or you rather for me to teach you how to fish? Once you know what I know, you don't need me no more. Because when the train starts rolling, you can't stop wanting to learn how to get more. When you start learning all the stuff, man, y'all think $2,000, $3,000 tax return is money? That ain't no damn money. That ain't no money. Wait till they give you that 100% bonus depreciation on that BMW 740 series. Now we talking some money. See, wait till you got to do a cost segregation study on your house, and they depreciate that house over the next 10 years. Y'all better learn how to play the game. What we got to stop doing is trying to cheat the system. We need to be learning how to operate within the system. That's understanding how the matrix goes. Ooh, I lost a lot of y'all when I said matrix. Matrix is simply meaning what you see is not what you see. That's what the matrix is. You have been taught to see one thing. Put your name on something. You need to own something. But the truth in the matrix is you don't need to put your name on a damn thing. Because when you put your name on something, that means you own it. Now you got to pay taxes on what you own and what you earn. That's understanding how the matrix works. Rich folks don't put their name on nothing. Another thing in the matrix, anybody ever heard of a paper millionaire? Do you understand and know what a paper millionaire is? I can show you a way how you can be a paper millionaire and you don't even have $1 million legally. Legally. No cap. I'm going to give y'all this for free. And then I'm gone. You can start you. And Waka Flocka, the rapper, Waka Flocka, spoke about this. So he had already gave you the game. That's why if y'all go back and look at them Waka Flocka Flame videos, he'll tell you exactly how he became a multi-paper millionaire. Life insurance. Life insurance. The government and your job is making a push for you to get health insurance. And the life insurance policy that they give you through your job is either one or two prices. It's either $17,500 policy. Sometimes they give you a $10,000 policy. So you got a $10,000, a $17,500, and a $25,000. Some businesses might go $30,000, and that's the cap. Now, as long as you work there, you have that life insurance policy that can pay out to $30,000. But they focus on the insurance policy. Why? Because they want to keep your ass alive and in good health enough so you can keep coming back to work. Now, you can create and start a $1 million life insurance policy for $18 a month. I'm telling you what God loves. Please, somebody challenge me if you don't believe me. I will tell you the exact insurance company to go to. $1 million life insurance policy for $18 a month. Not no fucking URL. Oh, I'm my bad. For all those who do whatever that URL thing is, UDL, UIL. I ain't got nothing against y'all hustle. But y'all know like I know, that UIL is bullshit. Get you a whole life policy. Only. Not a term life, never a term life, because those policies that you get on your job are term life policies. You want not an IUL. You want a whole life insurance policy. Now, if that insurance policy is valued at $1 million and you are still alive, especially if you set that up as a cash borrowing whole life policy, that's an asset now. How much is your net worth now? Because if anything happens to you, that insurance policy is going to pay out $1 million. So how much are you worth? Ta-da! So yeah, you can't be a paper millionaire and not even have $1 million. And now, legally, there is no law that says you can't have multiple $1 million policies. If that was the case, how y'all think these rich people got a $50 million, a $10 million life insurance policy? One, they specify that they are the major breadwinner of the family. So, in order to support and maintain the family and the family lifestyle, they got to have an insurance policy that's 10, 15, 20, 100 million. See, man, it's a lot that y'all don't know, man. I wish I could give it to you all in one night, but I can't. That's why y'all got to tune back in next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man, listen, man. Do these things. Set up, create those 5 logos, 5 different logos, and look into insurance policy. Whole life for $1 million. Call every major name brand life insurance policy y'all can think of. And then they will tell you how much those policies will charge. And when you start seeing policies, wait a minute, I can get $1 million policy for 17, 18, 25, $30 a month. Wait a minute, damn it. Is a life insurance policy is cheaper than my health insurance? And I don't even need health insurance if I can find me a private network. There's a private network down here in Florida, man. Dude, you pay $100 a month, you inside the network. You can go to that doctor anytime you want to. Hey, that Florida Blue, hey, I ain't taking nothing away from that thing. $100 a month? Look on your check stub and see how much your Blue Cross Blue Shield is. And then ask yourself, how many times have you been to the doctor in the last year? And then look at how much money you've been paying for that insurance every week. The math don't math, make it make sense. I'll see y'all on the other side, man. Listen, if you listen to me, I'll be there waiting on you. I'm already here. I got my life. I'm trying to help you get yours. Peace, family.